that sounds like a coffee pasta. Let's read it. My MILF dar's absolutely primed. This girl at my job told me I seem like the type of guy to fuck MILFs, and I've never forgotten it despite never having touched one. I hope you get a MILF. I hope a MILF comes for you. I hope you get a single mom. Then afterwards you'll be able to, oh, fuck MILFs. Yeah, she's a bit old. Oh, I couldn't tell. Oh, I couldn't tell. Well, maybe we like GILFs, right?
Some of my friends.
GILFs are just Asian MILFs. Yeah. They're. did you see the thing that what's his name wrote? There was a guy from the colonies who was really famous. He wrote the Poor Richard's Almanac. Poor Farmer's Almanac. Richard? Whatever. The Farmer's Almanac. What's the guy's name again? I suddenly forgot. It left my mind. Yes, Benjamin Franklin. Thank you, Oriel. Benjamin Franklin once wrote that old women are the best for fucking. Why? Because when you put a bucket on their head, they look exactly the same as regular women. The bottom parts work just as well, and you know what? They are so grateful. Yes, there we go. That's why we should like old women.
Some of those
I need to search that up to verify it.
To
There we go. Okay. Here's the link that I copied. Benjamin Franklin wrote a letter filled with advice, which also ended up being the praise of an older woman. In a roundabout way, he was telling a young man how to choose a mistress. But while he was doing so, he talked about the wisdom of marrying and the qualities of older women. Here we go. But if you will not take this counsel and persist in thinking a commerce with the sex inevitable, then I repeat my firmer advice, that in all your amours, you should prefer old women to young ones. You call this a paradox and demand my reasons. They are these. 1. Because they have more knowledge of the world, and their minds are better stored with observations, their conversation is more improving and more lastingly agreeable. 2. Because when women cease to be handsome, they study to be good. To maintain their influence over men, they supply the diminution of beauty by an augmentation of utility. They learn to do 1,000 services, small and great, and are the most tender and useful of friends when you are sick. Thus, they continue amiable. And hence, there is hardly such a thing to be found as an old woman who is not a good woman. 3. Because there is no hazard of children, which irregularly produced may be attended with much inconvenience. 4. Because though more experienced, they are more prudent and discreet in conducting to an intrigue to prevent suspicions, aka you can have affairs with them no problem. The commerce with them is therefore safer with regard to your reputation, aka sex with no problem. And with regard to theirs, if the affair should happen to be known, considerate people might rather be inclined to excuse an old woman who would kindly take care of a young man, form his manners by her good counsels, and prevent his ruining his health and fortune among mercenary prostitutes, aka Franklin already posted, yes, aka better an old woman than a prostitute. Because in every animal that walks upright, deficiency of the fluids, feel the muscles appears first in the highest part. The face first grows lank and wrinkled, then the neck, then the breast and arms, the lower parts continuing to the last as plump as ever. So, covering the above with a basket, and regarding only what is below the girdle, it is impossible of two women to know an old one from a young one. This is the bucket I was talking about. He actually used the word basket. She is still producing great wet juices, do not worry. And, as in the dark all cats are gray, the pleasure of corporal enjoyment with an old woman is at least equal, and frequently superior, every knack being by practice capable of improvement. And also here, because the sin is less, the debauching aversion may be her ruin and make her for her life unhappy. AKA, the old women are happy for it. 7. Because the compunction is less, the having made a young girl miserable may give you frequent bitter reflections, none of which can attend the making of an old woman happy. 8. And lastly, they are so grateful! Thus much for my paradox, but I still advise you to marry directly, being sincerely your affectionate friend. watching a version is the best part. Okay, yes. So I wanted to show you this, but mostly I wanted to verify this was true. Because old women are grateful. And the juices still work. There we go. That was Benjamin Franklin, a great man. Okay. And that's the best argument for GILFs, I think. Okay. I hope the trivia serves you well when you're finding GILFs for yourself.